on, of course it's not, but 11 points clear with 11 games to play and playing with that kind of efficiency. I can't see anyone getting anywhere near to them. I won't rule out City getting into second place, you know. They played with a lot of panache, a lot of verve today. They've looked good at times, but they found Liverpool an irrepressible force. And for the first time since Pep Guardiola took over, Liverpool have done the double against City. It is a telling day. The crown won't be officially passed over to Liverpool, but psychologically, and I think in every other regard, we've just watched the champions of England of 24-25. The crown will pass to Liverpool. City 0, Liverpool 2. Well, let's go back to the studio and we can join David, Paul and Kel.
Good evening, Manchester City fans. Thank you for joining us on MatchDay Live. It's finished full time here at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City 0, Liverpool 2. The Egyptian king talking to the Egyptian prince there, Mo Salah, who was up there for probably man of the match day. Goal and assist for him in the first half. Unbelievable season he's having. Not the result any City fans wanted. Paul, it was a tough day at the office this evening.
Yeah, it was, and it's like Andy and Al have said a lot there. And at the end, you know, we completely dominated Liverpool for a majority of the game, as we have done for teams over the last 4 or 5 seasons. But it just lacked a little bit of creativity and a little bit of cutting edge up top. You know, Savinho and Doku were causing them all sorts of problems, but you know, we really missed the big man in the box. Just his presence in the box today to upset Konate and Van Dijk, who defended really well, as Liverpool did as a team. You know, Liverpool would doubt if they'll concede the possession as much as they have done today, but you've got to say that defensively they did look comfortable, as in chances conceded for them. Yeah, it is indeed. I mean, we definitely dominated the ball, David, but as Paul said, couldn't really fashion many chances. For Liverpool, and as Alistair Mann said, it feels like we've seen the champions there today.
You know what's interesting about I found in that game, because Liverpool didn't have that many shots in the game, they did a lot of defending. It showed another quality of this side, where they, again, we've mentioned Jurgen Klopp and what he did magnificently for Liverpool for many years. There was always that tendency they had to go to score, they had to go forward. And they looked quite comfortable, actually looked very comfortable in defending. You know, you want to call it a low block, I think that's the sort of the cliche term, but there was a side to them where it was disciplined, as I said, where Doku was causing problems in the first half. It seemed they dropped a little bit deeper to allow him not to cause so many problems, even when he was getting past Trent Alexander-Arnold. A clean sheet, which I wasn't expecting. Not because I don't like this defence, but I just think they defended in such a way that, as Ali said in commentary there, I mean, Alisson's one big save really was Mamouche in the second half. Other than that, he's probably thinking he's had the most comfortable experience at the Etihad in many a visit. So I think it's credit to Liverpool as a team playing football the right way to get the result today, rather than Liverpool having to be the best team on the pitch.
Let's work through the key moments of the game then. The first goal we conceded in the first half, it was a brilliantly well worked corner routine. You said at half time, Paul, you've got to hold your hands up to that one, haven't you? Yeah, you do sometimes. I mean, look, Pep and his staff will look at it and probably think they could have defended it well, but you've got to give credit to them. You know, and I said at half time, you work at these things during the week, you work at it on the training ground, but the hardest thing is to actually go out onto the pitch and do it, and they've done it perfectly, you know, and they got the blocks when they did it, the movement was right, the timing of the passes were right, and they got the finish, but Nano took the deflection. It's probably Ederson would have saved it if it took a little deflection, but you can't blame Nathan for going out there to try and block the shot, but a fantastically worked free corner kick. That's it. And then the second goal, again, it was after, again, City dominating a lot of the ball, but got into our final third, and who pops up with the assist, and you pointed out that's what he's added to a game this season, Mo Salah.
Yeah, I mean, the first goal being a corner obviously wasn't a counter-attack, it was a set play. It was a set play that I've not seen before, so it looked brand new for Liverpool, which means that City wouldn't have seen it before, so he's caught everyone by surprise, so it's well played. Second goal was more a counter because it's gone long, Mo Salah and Dom running for it, Mo picking it up, and he's on for being Premier League player this season. Whether we go to the extension that he could be winning bigger awards, it remains to be seen. But the choices that he makes in the game, and he's done it a number of times today, rather than going for the Mo can score from here, this is I've got a better player in a better position. He picks out Dom, and to be fair, Dom finished very well, cushion off, and I feel for him because he made the block in the second half.
Fantastic block.
He deserved to make the block against Szoboszlai, but it went, unfortunately for him, through his legs. Edison, absolutely no chance. Twice. I mean, Eddie, we talked about him before the game.
Yeah.
About his shot-stopping capabilities. He produced it with a fantastic save in the second half, but the 2 goals that went in, absolutely nothing he could do.
Nothing he could do. Moving into that second half, again, it was kind of the same story as the first half. We were dominating, but the clearer chances came from Liverpool, and they actually did put the ball in the back of the net. Very tight offside, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a space of about 5 minutes where I think the City defenders were screaming at the linesman because it looked as if 2 or 3 were offside that he didn't give him. But it was such a tight decision. Getting it done. But thankfully, I don't think we would have deserved to beat 3-0 today.
No.
I think the performance was good enough. But it was a tight decision, and thankfully they got it right then. What I can't understand is we were watching it up here, and we knew 3 or 4 minutes earlier than what the referee did.
Bizarre,
It's bizarre. We can see it. You can see he's offside. The lines came up, but then they're still debating with each other on the pitch.
The other thing I can never get is, the semi-automated offsides that we see in the World Cup and Champions League. I don't get why they're kind of not brought in, but maybe to be.
They are. I can answer that question for you. The problem with they're actually fully automated. They know if it's offside straight away, but they have to calculate whether there's any other interference which stops it from being offside. So Szoboszlai would have been offside for the second goal.
Yeah.
If you were left just to the automated system, they give offside, but Mo Salah was the one who picked the ball up, so they have to make out there's human error still allowed in a semi-automated offside.
Paul, what's the message then for Man City? I mean, is it a concern that without Haaland now, and we saw in Madrid as well, struggled to fashion chances, and Pep spoke about before the game that we need to find a way to do it without these players. What do you think one of the solutions is?
I think, firstly, you've got to take the quality of the opposition the last 2 games into consideration as well. Madrid, top team. Who defended really well. Liverpool, I thought, not just a back 4, I thought their whole team defended fantastically, so organised, making it difficult. But look, you've got to, it's so cliche, you've got to forget about it now. They've got another big game on Wednesday away to Tottenham. FA Cup's huge for us now, we all know that. And Saturday then I think it's Forest and Villa coming up in the league. So these are, although people say we're out the Premier League and not got a lot to play for, there's some big games coming up. And we want to try and cement a place in that top 4 as quick as we can.
And that's where, David, obviously I know we speak about it a lot, but that's where the leaders and the experience in the dressing room is going to be key, particularly coming off the back of the last 2 games.
Yeah, I'm just going to echo what Dickov said there. I mean, you're up against probably the best team. Well, they are the best team in Europe in recent years, head and shoulders above everyone else. And they played, especially Kylian Mbappe, played the game of champions in a sense. Today was against Liverpool, who, having been at the Wolves game recently, chalk and cheese. Absolutely chalk and cheese. They were out to win this game, even if it meant having to do a lot of defending. With whatever experience you've got, you still have to admire the fact that the teams that you're coming up against occasionally are very good. The experience they've got, the likes of Kushnov, I mean, he's been playing these games, playing well, and being on the losing side. You have to be able to give your experience to him to say, look, don't lose your head here.
I thought he was outstanding today.
And that's the point. Even with Nico, you've got to go in and help them understand that, OK, we're not going to win the title this season, but we are still a side who are capable of winning trophies. We are still a side who will have ambitions of challenging and winning trophies next season. Keep your head now. It will help you for the long road ahead. And as I said, in 7 years' time, if we're talking about Kushnov as City's one of the greatest defenders, then that will be because the guy's got the capability.
Yeah, and I mean, he was, I think, between him and Doku were probably 2 of our players of the match, to be fair, weren't they, Paul?
I'll put Savigno on there as well. But Kushnov, I just think that the experience he'll have from, sounds stupid, from the negative results that we've got at the minute and coming in, so it'll do him so much good going forward. And sometimes players can come into this City team over the last few seasons and all they know is winning. It's winning games and it's winning trophies all the way, and when you do get a little dip, it's difficult to get yourself back up to speed again. But the lads that have come in now, they're coming to a team that's been losing games Confidence isn't great.
Yeah.
So going forward, the experience they'll have for this as a group will be so much better for them, especially the new lads.
And also as well, David. Actually, that's speaking of new lads. We've got this back half of the season. I mean, they've only been here 2 months. So there's still a lot of bedding in to do. They're getting used to teammates, getting used to the system, and that's all obviously to come. And we're going to see probably improvements there as well from the likes of Mamouche and Nico and everyone else as well.
Yeah, I mean, we sort of keep the focus on this season.
Yeah.
There's enough there to qualify for the Champions League. I don't think that's the question. But if you extend it beyond that, these are the experiences that players will take with them. It's like, okay, well, I've been in those tough moments. I've been through those tough runs.
Yeah.
And I've come through it having still kept my head, like Kushnov in particular, where I've been playing well in results that people have said haven't been good. So you're giving Pep, because obviously he's extended here, you're giving him the armament of players who have actually dealt with tough situations rather than winning the title and having a couple of bad results along that run. So, you know, it's not a nice place to be at the moment, but I sort of said quite early on that when you win 4 titles in a row, it's going to stop at one point.
Yes, yeah.
This was going to happen.
Of course.
So you've got to experience that, but take that experience as making you a better player. And I think what we're seeing at the moment with the new young players, McAtee's another one who's come in tough times and really held his head high. So, long run, it will be good.
That's it, and we'll also make sure you appreciate what we have been able to watch and enjoy. We mentioned there as well, Paul, obviously Tottenham, and a place that we notoriously have struggled at, but I guess there's no better way to bounce back than go there. How can you see that game playing? That's going to be difficult.
Yeah, it'll be tough, but Tottenham, you don't know what Tottenham you're going to get, do you? 1 week they're getting battered, next week they're winning games and looking good. So it'll be tough, but you know, the last couple of results, we went and won the FA Cup, what was it, last year?
Yeah.
Nathan scored.
Yeah.
Then obviously I think it was a game that probably won us the league. The midweek game, you know, Erling got his 2 goals. So we didn't have the greatest record there to begin with, but the last couple of seasons, at least we went down there in one game. We can go down there and win again. Yeah. You know, hopefully the big man's back, gives us another threat up top. So I look at City's team on paper and I look at Tottenham's, and I'll still, you know, I still think City can go there and win the game. They
have obviously struggled a bit this season, Tottenham, but coming into it slightly better form, David. I think they've won 3 in a row in the Premier League, so obviously that probably makes for a better game.
I mean, there's a lot of similarities, dare I say, between Tottenham and City with the amount of injuries they've had. Ange has been Big Ange has been using that as the reason why Tottenham haven't been as successful winning those games they should have done. They've got those players back now, so they would fancy that they are in a better position. Yeah. But this is a chance for City to take advantage of Tottenham not being back at their best. Yeah. To go and get the win again, cement that position in the top 5. And as I say, at the end of the season, hopefully with the trophy, qualification for the Champions League, it'll be okay, fine.
Yeah, I think if we can go down there and dominate the way we've dominated today, I think we will get more chances, because Tottenham won't defend like Liverpool defend as a team today. You know, he wants to play a high line. He wants to try and win the ball back high up the pitch, so there'll be a lot of spaces in behind. There's no space in behind today at all for us to create anything. Nah.
Well, gents, absolute pleasure as always. David, thank you. Paul, thank you. And thank you to all you City fans for joining us. Not the result that we wanted, but as we've just said there, Wednesday gives us a chance to bounce back. We'll be with you before the game against Tottenham. Make sure you do join that, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a wonderful week. Good night.
This was an unusual moment at City.
I remember the game obviously for a few reasons.
On by Quinn, who drives for goal and finds it.
Looks a bit like me, long feet. Great finish from Quinner.
Now how serious will this be? Tony Coton sent off, and he threw his gloves there at the referee.
I reckon that's an 8-game ban nowadays.
The good part of that was my fists weren't in it.
The jersey's got to come off, and who will put it on for Manchester City?
I'd love to do that, it looks fun.
I think the jersey's hanging out over my shorts. I didn't look the part at all.
I could do a job in there.
Every time he touches the ball, he gets a standing ovation.
Quinny embraced it as well, giving it all that. No, stop.
I think that is up there in terms of the unique moments of City in that period of time.
Yeah, I think if this happened today, it would be maybe one of the most viral things ever.